Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to new session. In the last video we have discussed about discovery of cathode rays, nothing but electrons, charge, next mass, charge to mass ratio of electron we have completed. In this session I am going to discuss about discovery of anode rays, also called positive rays, also named as canal rays. Discovery of positive rays, also called canal rays, also called anode rays. Anode rays. Same we can take cathode ray discharge tube experiment. It is also by cathode ray discharge tube experiment. By cathode ray discharge tube experiment. By cathode ray discharge tube experiment we can send. So now take down the cathode ray. This is cathode ray. So one is cathode, another one is anode. I am taking it as cathode. It is anode. Right? It is a perforated cathode. It means holes are perforated cathodes. Cathode means the charge will be negative. It is an anode means positive. Okay. So there is electric field we need to apply here actually. It is electric field. Okay. Electric field. High voltage. The potential difference between these two electrodes are very high in that condition. Same condition, high temperature and low pressure, but the potential difference is very high between the two electrodes. In that case, generally few rays are passing from cathode to anode, cathode to anode, cathode to anode. These rays are called cathode rays. Cathode rays. It means cathode to anode means negatively charged rays are moving towards a positive anode. Those are named as cathode rays or electrons or negatrons. The word given electron by J.J. Stoney, J.J. Thomson named these negatively charged particles as negatrons. The negatron named was changed to electron by J.J. Stoney, remember. And in the same way, few particles are moving in opposite direction. Opposite direction. So these are like this. Opposite direction. From anode to cathode. From anode to cathode. So these rays are named as anodes. It means these rays are moving towards a positive plate. Sorry, negative. It means the particle must possess a positive charge. They are only attracted towards a negative charge. That's why these are positive rays. Nothing but protons. It is discovery of protons. We can consider this as proton. Discovery of proton. This was given by Goldstein. As per this, few observations we will see. These rays are moving from anode to cathode, and the holes, nothing but perforated. Holes means canals. Through canals these rays are passing, that's why these were named as canal rays. So these are moving towards a negative charge electrode, that's why positive charge. These are protons, nothing but. And the behavior of these rays are depending upon the gas taken. Not like cathode rays, but here it is opposite to that of cathode rays. Got it? So these are the points we observe. I will write all the observations from this experiment. Okay, students, the points I told you I have written on the board. Just look at these points. Proton was discovered by E. Goldstein. So he used a perforated cathode. It means holes containing cathode. These rays are moving from anode to cathode. The positive charged particle depends upon the nature of the gas. Because if you take hydrogen gas, so it becomes H plus and H contains H plus and this is moving from anode to cathode. Clear? H plus, positive charged particle moving from anode to cathode, means towards a negative charge. Electron, negative charge, moving from cathode to anode. Electron, negative charge moving towards anode. Positive charge moving towards cathode. That's why. So it depends upon the gas. If you take hydrogen, you will get H plus, oxygen O plus, nitrogen N plus. It means based on the gas, the positive particle will be dependent. Next. So these are simply positively charged gaseous atoms. I told you simply positively charged gaseous atoms. So E by M ratio will be dependent upon the gas taken. Based on the mass of the gas taken. Some of the positive charged particles carries multiple charge, nothing but H plus. Helium plus 2, understood? N plus 3, like that, multiple charge. The behavior of these particles are opposite to that of electrons. Electrons are negative, protons are positive. It means behavior will be quite opposite. The smallest particle and lightest positive charged ion is proton, nothing but H plus ion called proton. Now, this is about discovery of which one? Positive rays, nothing but protons. So I will give you the list of charge to mass ratio, next E by M ratio of proton in a box separately. So comparative study, that's why I am not giving now. Now, discovery of another one is discovery of neutron. Neutrons are neutral particles, no charge. Neutrons carries no charge. So when alpha particles hits on the beryllium sheet, then generates a new particle, neutral particle called neutrons. Neutron was discovered by Chadwick. Neutron was discovered by Chadwick. Helium nucleus is bombarded with beryllium sheet, then gives neutrons. Okay, then gives neutron. So it is a beryllium sheet. Just observe, it's a beryllium sheet. So these are the helium particles, nothing but alpha rays are called helium rays. Then generates new particles called neutrons. Right? Equation is helium 2,4, atomic number 2, mass number 4. Beryllium, atomic number 4, and this is 9. Then give the rest to 6 it is, and here 13 to 1 remove, that is 12. So the left equal to here 0, already 4 plus 2 0. So 9 plus 4 13, already 12 taken, only 1 left. This is neutron. Right? It carries no charge, neutral particle, and mass also I will give you the list now. Okay, this is neutron. Another one is discovery of alpha rays, beta rays, gamma rays. We discuss. So few elements with high atomic number can emit electromagnetic radiation on their own. When they placed such elements in electrical and magnetic field, they will deflect towards a positive plate, negative plate. Sometimes they will not be deflect because of no charge. Okay, so Henry Becquerel discovered these particles. So alpha, beta, gamma particles in electrical and magnetic field. We'll observe now. Okay, students, Henry Becquerel observed few elements, especially radioactivity. They will emit radiation on their own. Such elements are called radioactive element. The phenomenon is called radioactivity. So now, when radioactive element, if you take, it is unstable. When you put under which one it is, one is a positive plate, another one is a negative plate, nothing but electrical field. It emits some radiation, nothing but few waves are there, rays are there. One is alpha ray, it deflected towards the negative plate, it means it is a positive charge. Positive charge only attracted towards a negative plate. And it emits another negatively charged particles moving towards a positive plate, those are beta rays. And there is no deflection because of no charge, that's why these are called gamma rays, these are in neutral. Now, penetration power is important for objective exams. Alpha less than beta less than gamma. Gamma has more penetration power. It means gamma penetrates 1000 times than that of alpha, and beta penetrates. Penetrate means passing through a, which means passing through a material. Nothing but. So beta penetrates 100 times than that of alpha particles. This is about the fundamental particles. And before going to the next topic, we should know about what is the charge of electron, proton, neutron. Mass of electron, proton, neutron. Next one, after that, specific charge, it means E by M ratio of proton, electron, neutron. I will give the list of those, then afterwards we will continue the topic. Okay, right students, as I discussed all these values I have mentioned in a tabular form. You have to remember all these values to solve problems in this chapter especially. So it's very, very important for all other chapters also. So discovered by J.J. Thomson, Goldstein, Chadwick, electron, proton, neutron. Charge already mentioned clearly, neutron will be neutral, that's why. Mass 31 kgs, and these values you need to remember. And comparison is there. Specific charge, it means charge to mass ratio called a specific charge. E by M ratio, minus, it is plus, it is 0. Symbol, electron, P, neutron. You remember one thing. Charge will be minus, but plus, plus. Charge say, it is minus, it is plus. Based on these values, you have to mention order of specific charge, order of mass. Questions are there in your exams. Order is very, very important. By looking at the table, you can identify the order of mass, which is increasing, which is decreasing, and the order of specific charge, which is more or which is less. Clear it is? We'll discuss 2-3 problems on the basis of this data. Now, yes, the first problem is calculate the number of electrons which will weigh together 1 gram. number of electrons which will together weigh 1 gram. 1 gram. Yes, it is. Solution for this. 1 electron mass equal to, already 9.109 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kilograms. Already data we have taken. 1 gram. 1 gram means, so you can take kilograms or yes here, otherwise better to take the grams. Grams means 28 grams. 1 gram of mass of electron contains how many number of electrons? Then obviously 1 gram into 1 electron by 9.109 into 10 to the power of minus 28 grams. Grams cancel, you get electrons. So if you solve this, you get 1.097 into 10 to the power of 27 electrons are present in 1 gram of electrons. Simple question solved. Next question is, one mole of, calculate the charge of 1 mole of electrons. Right. Next question is, what is the charge of 1 mole of electrons? It is a question. So for this question, the charge of 1 electron? 1 electron charge equal to 1.6022 into 10 to the power of minus 90 coulombs. 1 mole means 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 electrons charge equal to how much? Multiplication here. So 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 into 1.6022 into 10 to the power of minus 19, it is coulombs. So it is electrons per atom. Electron and electron cancel. Then on solving this, finally you will get the value is 96488. 96488. If you solve this, you will get this coulombs. So I will make it to 96500 coulombs simply. So 96500 coulombs, it is called 1 Faraday. In the name of a great scientist, Michael Faraday, the charge is indicated as 1 Faraday. 1 Faraday indicates 96500 coulombs. That indicates 1 mole of electron charge equal to 96500 coulombs or 1 Faraday. Next. Mass of 1 mole of electron. Question. Mass of 1 mole of electron equal to how much? So solution is, so 1 electron mass already 9 point, so that is equal to 109. 1 electron mass equal to 9.109 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kilos. 1 mole of, it means 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 electrons mass equal to how much? 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 electrons into 9.109 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kgs per 1 electron. Yes. Electron cancelled. On solving this, so you get the answer. The answer is 54.863. 54.863 into 10 to the power of, so minus 8 kilograms. Mass of 1 mole of electrons equal to 54.863 863 into 10 to the power of minus 8 kilograms. So this is about fundamental particles. Yes, in atom we discovered protons, neutrons, electrons till now. And what are the location of this? And one more is there. What about nucleus in an atom? Nucleus was discovered by Rutherford. So alpha ray scattering experiment by alpha ray scattering experiment. So we discuss Rutherford's alpha ray scattering experiment now. Yes, now discovery of nucleus by alpha ray scattering experiment. This is by Rutherford. That's why it is called Rutherford alpha ray scattering experiment. Rutherford alpha ray scattering experiment. So they have taken source of alpha rays. Source of alpha rays. Alpha rays means helium particles are called alpha rays. It is passed to a lead plate. Passed to a lead plate. And after that, passed to a gold foil. These are alpha rays. Passed to a gold foil. Then this is covered by a fluorescent material. Now, this is a photographic plate. It is photographic plate. It is gold foil, a thin gold foil. It is lead plate, source of alpha particles. Okay. Then when you pass this, the alpha rays are scattered on a photographic plate. Then you can observe a tiny flash, right, on a photographic plate. When alpha rays hits on the photographic plate, there is a flash on photographic plate. It glows. Photographic plate will glows. So you observe this carefully. By this experiment, he gave few points. The observations are: majority of the particles are scattered in different directions. Right? Next, very few particles are bounced back. Maximum particles are scattered. And by these observations, he gave few points. Those are: maximum space in atom is empty, that's why scattering. Very few particles are bounced back, it means the small portion is with oppositely charged. Helium is a positive, oppositely charged means negative. Got it? It is. So he gave few observations as well as conclusions. So I'll write all those because these are all theoretical points. Okay students, he observed few observations. So by these observations gave conclusions. By observations as well as conclusions he gave postulates. First, observations. Most of the particles were undeflected. For example, if you take this atom, it is nucleus. Most of the particles are undeflected. It means alpha particles are undeflected. So most of the alpha particles are undeflected. that indicates most of the space in atom is empty, traveled in a straight line direction. That's why nothing is there to stop. Next, few alpha particles are deflected. Very few alpha particles were deflected in small angles like 60, 90, like that. Right? That indicates a very small space is there to oppose the alpha particles. Alpha particle means helium plus 2, and it is also positive. Positive will be repelled. Positive will be bounce back. Positive, both will be repelled. Right? So next, very few alpha particles are bounced back. It means very few means the space in the atom which carries a positive charge is very small. That's why very few particles only bounce back. So that's why. So how deflection and bounce back takes place? Positive charged alpha particle contact with the positive charge in the nucleus, then only bounce back in taking place. Clear this? So by these observations as well as conclusions, he gave few postulates. So these are the postulates. So by these, the positive charge and the mass of an atom located at the center of the atom in a small region, that region is called as nucleus. Electron revolve around the nucleus in a circular path like Earth revolve around the sun, like a solar system it is also. That is called orbit. The circular path called orbit. The positive charged nucleus and the negatively charged electrons revolve around the nucleus will be attracted to each other by electrostatic force of attraction. The force of attraction is F equal to K. K is a constant. Q1 into Q2 by R square. Q1 and Q2 are charge of electron and proton, and R is distance between the nucleus and electron revolve around. Right? So this is about Rutherford's atomic model. Nucleus is discovered by Rutherford by this experiment. What are the drawbacks? So nucleus, positive charge because of protons and neutrons are present. Electrons revolve around the nucleus. It is attractive. When attracted, obviously electron fall into the nucleus based on attraction. Then atom will be collapsed. But atoms are quite stable. How stable? That is not explained. And any charged particle revolving around the nucleus with a high speed, then it should release some energy as per classical mechanics. That is not happened in this. And the size of atom is very small, 10 to the power of minus 15 meters. And the size of atom is 10 to the power of minus 10. These points did not explained by Rutherford. So we'll write the drawbacks and size of atom and nucleus. Okay students, the drawbacks I told you I have written on the board. Any charged particle revolving around the nucleus with high speed loses energy continuously, but here there is no losing of energy. And while revolving electron around the nucleus, chance to fall into the nucleus because of positive charge in the nucleus and negatively charged electron will attract with each other and electron fall into the nucleus, but it is not happening. The atom is quite stable. But as per this theory, atom must be unstable. That was not explained. And according to this Rutherford model, he given a size of nucleus as well as size of atom. The radius of nucleus is 10 to the power of minus 15 meters. That is equal to 1 Fermi in the name of a scientist Fermi. And the radius of atom is 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Students, all these fundamental experiments are very, very important. They are expecting theoretical bits on this data. So, we'll continue in our next video.